get you some. Oh, yeah. Mate, it's lucky she can cook. Wow! G'day, lovelies. Welcome back. Alrighty, who's up for some homemade Chiko Rolls? I know I am. I'll write the recipe below as always. So the first thing we need is pearl barley. Okay, so it looks like this. And you get it from the soup aisle in your supermarket. Now what we want to do is get 1/4 of a cup of uncooked barley, put it into a strainer, rinse it out properly first, then throw it into a small saucepan with 2 cups of water, stick it on the stove top. As soon as it starts to simmer, whack the lid on and set the timer for 30 minutes, stirring it a couple of times. At 30 minutes, if you try and eat a little piece, it should be soft. Take it off of the heat, rinse it out with hot water in the strainer, and that would give us 1 cup of cooked barley. Alright, so once our barley's done, set that aside for a minute. The next thing we want to do is get out our spring roll wrappers. I got these from the IGA in the frozen section. So we just leave them in the packet for 20 minutes to thaw. So while they're thawing, we'll get the veggies ready. First of all, we want 1 onion, 1 stick of celery, and 1 carrot. So we want to clean them, peel them, etc. We want to chop all 3 really, really small. Next up, we need 2 cups of shredded cabbage. So shredded cabbage just means cutting it really, really thin. Alright, so you can chuck the cabbage, the celery, the carrot, and the beans all in the same bowl. So I've got 200 grams of beans here, and we need 1 cup with the ends chopped off and then sliced up really, really thin. So 100 grams equals 1 cup sliced. Now we need 250 grams of chicken mince. We're going to need a tablespoon of olive oil, or any oil you can get your hands on. We need a 30-gram block of butter and 1 tablespoon of plain flour. Alrighty, once we've got everything to go, grab some salt and pepper as well and have that ready. Now we want to get out a large frying pan and we want to put it on between medium and high. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, or whatever oil you've got. Okay, first we want to cook our onion for 1 to 2 minutes. Alright, a couple of minutes later we've sauteed our onion. We now want to add our chicken mince, and we want to brown it for a couple of minutes. And with our flipper thingy, we want to break it all up. Alright, a couple of minutes later, and we've browned it and chopped it all up. Take it off the heat, or turn the heat off. Alright, now we want to take it all out of the pan. Now we want to put our pan back on a medium heat. We want to add our 30-gram block of butter. Then we want to add all our veggies. And we want to just fry them up for 2 to 3 minutes until the cabbage is wilted. Alright, that took about 4 minutes in my electric fry pan. Alright, now we want to add our barley, our cooked barley. Okay, as soon as my frying pan turns itself back on. Alright, now we want to add 1 tablespoon of plain flour. Make sure the heat is cranking at halfway. And set the timer, turn it on for 1 minute. And keep flicking it around for 1 minute. Alright, we've got to cook that flour out. Now we want to throw our chicken and onion back in and mix it through properly. Alright, once we've mixed them in properly, we now want to turn our heat off, grab out a big bowl and stick it all in there. Alright, so before I pulled it out of the pan, I was supposed to put some salt and pepper in it and I forgot. So I'm just going to put some in now and mix it through. Now, alright, while that's cooling down, want to grab our wrappers out of a packet and put them onto a plate. So we're supposed to get a damp tea towel to put over the top so they don't go dry while we're rolling them. But all my tea towels are full of fluff. So I've just got a brand new Chucks and I've just wet it and rinsed it out. And I'll just chuck that over and we'll see if that works alright. Set that aside and get them ready. Alright, so what I'm going to do is grab a tray out with some baking paper, and when I roll them, I'm just going to sit them all on the tray. Now we need to grab 1 egg out and whisk it up with a fork. Okay, so we get the first wrapper. They seem dry already. Alright, we need 1/4 of a cup of our mix. We want to put it on the first third. Spread it out. Okay, we want to fold the two ends over. And then we roll it. Okay, then we get near the end. We want to get a little bit of our egg wash. Roll it up. And then I'm going to put them on the tray, seams down. Alright, well lucky there was 20 wrappers because I made exactly 20. So I put the first lot on the tray and then I chucked some Glad wrap over it loosely and then did the next lot. Yeah, we should be good there. So because my kitchen's tiny and I've got to clean it up a bit, I'm just going to throw another piece on there loosely for a minute until we're ready to cook. So now we want to get out our deep fryers with oil. I always use canola, but you can use whatever you want. Or you can get a big frying pan and you want to just make sure, you know, you've got a decent amount of oil in it for them to be able to go in. So before we start cooking them, we want to get out some plates with some paper towel and our tongs and that all ready to go. And I like to serve them with some sweet chili sauce. Alright, well I cranked it up to high. So this is not that big a... I'm going to try and do 5 at a time so I can do them in 4 lots. Ah, they smell like Chiko Rolls already and they're not even cooked yet. Alright, so 3 to 4 minutes. Well, there you have it, lovelies. Aussie homemade takeaway at its best. 5 minutes was the number tonight that they cooked for. You can cook them all up before you serve them. They stay hot for ages. Give them a crack. Your family are gonna love them. What an awesome thing for footy, eh? Well, if all goes well, I'll be back shortly with the dessert. Toodles.